Okay, we got the mic going now. Good evening. You're on with Big J. And you know what time it is. It's time to talk sports, news, and information. Let me say this first of all. I want to celebrate all those who have joined the channel and become a part of what we do here, Big J. Let's talk. You are amazing. You are important. You are critical to proper narrative and information. Allow me to say this. In no way do we belittle, in no way do we ridicule on this channel. We simply want to bring the truth that helps the narrative arrive at the correct place, the correct time, and the correct point. So we want to say again, we thank all those who are on tonight with Big J. Let's talk. We're going to allow some to come into the room tonight, into the channel. If you want to talk about what's going on with the Sha'Carri Richardson story, now is your opportunity. I'm going to drop the link in the room. If please don't come on trolling, playing games, because you will be booted from the channel. You know, I believe in giving everyone a chance to celebrate and say what they feel. All right, so we're going to drop the link in the room. You can come on the channel. You can talk about it. We can talk about it. Let's dialogue, because there's nothing greater than a proper dialogue. Okay, so the link is in the room. If you want to come on the channel, D-Mac, you know you're welcome, big man. You're supposed to be on here anyway. So if you come on in, bro. But we just want to say we want to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson. And I don't want to talk about her from a negative perspective, but what I want to do is say this. When you put yourself in the public eye, and I've learned this, and you create a narrative and you become the focus of the public until that thing goes away, and I've had to deal with this. You really have, you're bound to it. You have to deal with it. And what am I saying? If that individual would have never come out and spoke negative of those women from Jamaica who did an amazing job, who did a classy job, I believe in my heart, none of those things that we heard would have been said or that we're hearing now. Watch this. Her name is trending. Why? Because all the negativity. And let me help you out with something. Most time individuals, when they want to be seen or they want attention, guess what they do? They create a negative narrative. Why? Because now in the world we live in today, what's controversial sells. Everything is controversial. So if you want something today, you want people to buy your brand and your product, guess what we got to do? We got to argue about it. We got to talk about it. The dialogue has to be negative to where other people will buy into it, thinking that we're more or something that we're not. But what we try to do here at Big J is what I was telling you earlier, Stacey, is this. Listen, all we're trying to do is just give you information based on the facts which we researched. We're not the individuals to do it first. But what we're doing, we're bringing the narrative to the forefront that we have found to make those who are hearing what we're saying, give them, watch this, give them the opinion to say either I believe Big J or I don't believe Big J. So what we're doing, we're just simply presenting information. And within the scope of information, you have the opportunity, which many of you do. You say either I like it or I don't. And we appreciate that. That's what makes the dialogue great. That's what makes the dialogue good. When you're able to give your opinion and say what you want to say based on the narrative that has been presented. Mm-hmm. Yep. So again, the link is in the room. If you want to come on and talk about the subject, you're welcome to come on in right now. The link is in the room. We're going to talk about it. If not, I'm gonna keep talking about it. D-Mac, if you're out there, come on in. Nine, if you're out there, come on in. Anyone, FYF, come on in. But what am I saying? I don't think anyone is belittling. I don't think anyone is dogging. Most people are only responding to the narrative that Miss Richardson gave out. And yes, she apologized for her profanity. But like this, watch this. Sometimes on my own show, I apologize, but that a person might not be over it yet. So until they're over it, guess what they're going to keep doing? They're going to keep hitting me with what they feel. And all I can do is keep saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Charge it to my head and not my heart. But the reality is how they feel, they have a right to feel that way. And I believe one of the issues here is that we want to take from individuals their right to feel what they want, and we can't do that. Richardson put herself in her very own mess. Thank you. Thank you, Shirley, thank you. And that is the point. If she would have never, did that little TikTok thing where she came out with her hair and I know she didn't mean any harm, and she used the word stitches. I can't say the word. I don't use profanity. I'm too old for that. But she said, "I'm coming," or whatever she said, stitches. That was unnecessary. But again, when she did her chest like this, we all know that was to sell her brand. See, you can want to sell your brand and do other things, but there's an effect to everything. To every action, there's a reaction. Now is how you deal with the reaction. Now, if you look at it, she's still going back and forth with people, back and forth with people, back and forth. Now, wait a minute. Why aren't the individuals who are trolling me go to her Instagram, go to her TikTok, go to her Twitter, and tell her to stop? That's all you have to do. Just tell her to stop. It won't happen. Get rid of these glasses. All right. Shirley says she disrespects Jamaica, ran her mouth. You're right. Talking about how she is not starstruck in the pre-race interview, then my fellow Jamaican literally blew her out of the water. Facts. 100% facts. And when you create a narrative like that, you have to stand by it. That's why I'm telling some of the individuals, get off the wagon of trying to bail her out. She know what she's doing. Because in this country and other countries, what's controversial sells. In order for me to go to a different level, I have to be controversial. You don't believe me? Ask Dennis Rodman, who used to play for the Detroit Pistons, had regular hair, just a regular old dude, played hard. As he began to get credibility and fame to his name, Dennis Rodman changed his hair. His hair became a different color. Everything tripped. Why? Because I'm getting notoriety. And when I get attention, guess what? I forget that I'm only seeking attention and I go overboard and beyond where I really should be. That's what happens. Like when Dennis Rodman kicked the cameraman, he forgot that he was playing a role. See, sometimes when you forget that you're playing a role, you take on the passion of others and begin to do things, and your narrative shifts. And now you say things you never meant. I would never say someone walks, but nobody's saying anything about the comment about walking barefoot and coconuts and all that stuff. So is anyone ridiculing her? Not at all. She placed the narrative out there, and people are simply responding to the narrative. And there's nothing wrong with that. For example, the article that I went and found, people say, well, Big J, that's irresponsible. Okay, was it irresponsible when that paper put it out? So if that's the case, has anyone written the correspondence to these papers who did all that? Because if that's the case, guess what we can do? We can actually go to those papers and send them letters and say, you guys were irresponsible. Big J's not irresponsible. He presenting what the people want to know. What are the facts? There used to be a show, and the police officer would come out and say, ma'am, nothing but the facts, just the facts. The facts are, I didn't write it. The facts are, I did not write it. I'm only speaking on it. What's going on, Nine? Introduce yourself, man.
Hey, how you doing, Big J? Just listening to the program and laughing to myself
Why you laughing, man?
because it's just some of the things you say. But when you're talking and you're not a good athlete, you're just a troll. You know,
Wow.
that's how I look at it. Dennis Rodman was a great athlete. You
Right,
know, when he changed, he was still a great athlete, defensive player of the year.
right.
But this lady is just talking, 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 and came in ninth place. That's not talking. That's trolling.
Facts. Hey, let me help him out with something, Nine. Just in case people say, well, these just those Americans talking. No, it ain't. Some of my co-hosts, where you from, Nine?
Jamaica.
Thank you very much. So no, we're bigger than that here. Our channel is multiplicity of everyone. Watch this. She she walked off the track while the other women congratulated the winners. Yet she cannot run, said how she loves women, literally contradicted herself every time. And that's what I'm saying. So, how can we be mad, Nine, at individuals who are responding based on her immaturity? If she says it, don't I have a right to respond, Nine?
But remember, see, a lot of people. when you respond to something, they want to take it personal, and it's only we only responded on the event and the actions after the event only, nothing personal. You know, nothing
Facts.
personal. It's just what she has shown that we're gonna judge her by.
Facts.
Nobody's
And
calling
that's the
her out her name or anything like that.
Yeah, that in facts, and that's the key because no one came out and watch this. It's called call and response. They use that in the military. Call and response. When I call, you respond. So what she has to learn is this: when she calls, someone's going to respond. That's why I'm saying who's around her because they have to be smart enough to know when there's a call, the people going to respond. So guess what? Cover your mouth or watch particularly what you say so the response you get is based on the call you gave. Let me read this
But
comment. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
how you gonna get anywhere by being an angry loser? I mean, it's not a good look, no matter how you look at it.
Facts, brother.
You know,
Facts.
it's very shameful. You know,
Yes. Facts. I'm on with my guy from Jamaica 9. I'm Big J. And let me read this comment from Miss L. Wade. Big ups, Big J from Jamaica. Big J, speak your truth. I totally agree about the little girl. Sha'Carri, I think she's in trouble 100%. She needs guidance, and that's all we're saying on our channel. To all those who are subscribers, don't stop. That's all we're saying. She needs guidance. We're not against her. We're just simply saying she needs guidance. What do you think about that, Nine?
well, everybody needs a lot of things, but you got to be looking for it. I don't think she shows any sign that she is looking for it because she want to be her own woman. And what she doing ain't really working because now the mob has turned against her.
Wow. Wow. And we've seen that happen before. Let me read this comment from Maxine. She said, I love her, but I don't like the disrespect. And that's what we said, call and respond. See, Maxine could never say anything if Sha'Carri does not give a call. So then Maxine says, I'm going to respond. I don't like what she says. She refers to her competitors as itches. She said, I'm not starstruck. Watch this. When you say you're not something, 9 times out of 10, that's what you are. Would you agree, Nine?
Hey, sometimes you think the mirror not looking back at you.
Carol said this. Carol said, Sha'Carri got the same coach. Come on. Now here's somebody talking. She's on it. She is on it. The same guy who was banned for 8 years. Sha'Carri has the same coach and the same agent. So why does that make me wrong to want to be concerned about this young lady? Because she's intertwined in a trap. And I don't even know if she knows what's going on.
And that's the first time in my life I heard somebody who came in ninth place so happy to say they're the sixth best runner in the world. I never heard any competitor speak like that before in my life.
Facts. And the problem with that Nine is we here in America say, oh, she's the fastest woman in the world. I made that mistake. That's not the case. She was the fastest American woman, but she hadn't met those three other women before who were the fastest women in the world. One, two, three. That's a different. From an international perspective and a local perspective, it makes a big deal. And we saw it on what day was that? We saw it Thursday to where one, two, three, and even in Tokyo, the international team blew everybody out the water. That's what makes the difference. Let me
Yeah,
read Shirley's. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, but the media, we at fault because we suck up everything the media spewed to us once she failed the test. It was an apology tour for her. She should be in there. We should change the rules just to get her included. This is
Facts.
wrong. And then she just flamed out and melted down and is now breaking down.
Yeah, man. It's something else. Let me get to a couple of these comments, Nine. Shirley says, people keep saying, oh, she is young. Well, Shirley Ann Fraser was 19. Come on, talk about it. Spit facts good. When she won her very first Olympic and got a gold medal, talk, and she's still classy. So people can stop with the narrative about her being young. 100% facts. Salute. We agree. We got in here now. Carol says Gatlin was twice banned for the using of drugs. And here's what someone said, but I'm not saying it. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm only recounting the statement. Watch what someone says. The marijuana was a hiding place for what was really going on. Am I saying what that is that was happening? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what people were saying, that was the gateway or the hiding place to cover up what this team, this agent, and this coach has done themselves.
You know what, Big J? She the one who is stirring up this cloud of judgment and controversy on herself, because if she lost and just say, hey, congratulations to the winner, this would have been done. It
Facts.
already disappeared out of the limelight, but her actions is what is keeping it in the limelight. And then now it's just steamrolling. People now digging in the background and looking at her associates and stuff like that. But she's bringing all this on herself by her actions.
It's all good, man, because we didn't do it. Watch this. There's call and response. If she does not call by all this stuff, then we do not look at Ronaldo Nehemiah. We do not look at Gatlin. It's the call and response. So when you have a journalist or someone who reports, guess what they're going to do? It's called investigative reporting. Now, because what you said in your actions and how you talking 100 miles an hour and how you're acting, that's going to bring suspicion. Now, guess what people are going to go do? Even if they're wrong, is the military uses it again. It's called a call and response. If you don't want the response, what you call, if you call me, I have a right to talk.
And
What?
the more you check the background, the worse everything becomes. It's like, man, how could I now get behind her when I done discovered all this mess, all this stuff hidden under her rug? It's just looking worse and worse and worse. And I don't know if she recovers from this.
Yeah, man, that brother. That's what I'm saying, man. Let me read Shirley's statement. Jamaicans do not like Gatlin. My spirit never took him when I saw his face. Bolt humiliated him time and time again. Gatlin is so insecure, it is no joke. And tell me what an insecure person does when they want to beat somebody or win when they've been insulted. Guess what they're gonna do? So guess what? This young lady has been insulted based on her losing and being in ninth place. So guess what that might cause? It might cause a trigger for this individual to say, "What do I need to do to beat
But
them?" And guess what? Go ahead, Nine.
this wasn't losing his fourth place, fifth place. You know, about ninth place.
Right.
There's
Facts.
no justification with all the hype. Truthfully, America watched the event because of her.
Facts.
You know,
Facts.
it
Yeah.
was basically hyped up as her event. They even gave the loser, well, not the loser, somebody who hadn't competed. They gave her the best lane. Number 4 is the best lane in
That's
track.
right. That's right.
What did she do to deserve getting the best lane?
It's called Phil Nike, and they were in Oregon, Eugene, Oregon. That's Nike's territory. Remember, he sponsors the Eugene, Oregon, the Ducks, and all their uniforms, all their gear, everything. That's the city where you can smoke weed and marijuana and do everything else. So
But
guess what?
that's a lack of respect for the competitors. The Olympic gold medal winner should have had the fourth lane,
Facts.
and
Facts.
that, I mean, that's how it works. So for her to get in lane number 4, those other women were like, man, we gonna kick her B. You know, you already know, because that's disrespectful. How do
Yeah.
she get lane number 4?
You're right, brother. You're 100% right. Hey, let me say this right quick before I read any more comments. We have almost 70 people in the room. Can everybody please like? Please like, leave a comment. We thank you very much. Hey, Big J, let's talk. The room is mighty. You guys are taking over. You're mighty. Don't stop what you're doing. Let me read this comment. Hey, salute, Big D. What's going on with you, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How we doing?
Man, we doing this, man, about somebody came in and started trolling and talking about I was wrong, woo, woo, woo. So we just dealing with it. Let me read this comment. It says, she needs to put her big girl pants on and let it go. I'm glad she said it like that. And that's the truth. D, what do you think of? Oh, matter of fact, D, you did your research. Man, can you talk to us about what you found out about Gatlin and all these things that were going on?
Okay, what I found out about this, man, it was pretty interesting to me, is that Justin Gatlin, who's the he's the champ in the 100 meter, right?
Yeah.
Well, well, they're investigating him right now for doping, and his agent, who is Robert Wagner, and his coach, who is the I forget the other guy's name right away, but they're both tied in with Ronaldo, who is the agent for Sha'Carri. Now it seems like all of these people that are connected to this guy have had their history in doping and things like that. So it's just a strange connection for her to have these type of people around her, and the erratic behavior that she's been having is directly in line with someone
Facts.
who uses steroids. So
Facts.
I don't, I'm not implicating her for anything. I'm not putting anything on her. I'm just saying that her behavior is directly in line with someone who uses steroids.
Man, Mac, hey, D, man, thank you for that, bro. Let's get into some of these chats, D. I'm glad you're here, man, because I've been scrunching down, try to read. Go ahead, make sure we call out their names, brother.
I would just say her behavior raises a lot of suspicion.
Come on,
I don't want to call it anything, but there's a lot of suspicion now with her being associated with these kind of shady characters.
I'll tell you, man. My dad was from Belize, and one thing my dad used to always say was this, man. He said, "Man, don't tell me who you are. Show me who you're hanging around, son, and I'll tell you who you are. If you tell me you're a doctor, then you don't hang around trash men. If you tell me you're a lawyer, you don't hang around whoever, nurses. You know what I'm saying? You hang in your group. And if your group is not dopers and drugs and you're around them, that's not me saying it. That's something you're doing. And then when your behavior is not conducive to what you and who you should be, no, come on, man. Go
It,
ahead, D. Let's get these comments. Let's get these comments first, guys.
It said fame has gotten to her head. The money has gotten to her head. She needs to humble. She is too arrogant. Imagine if she won anything. Now she is
Wow.
disrespecting us and Felix. Um, I would like to say that with all of these people who we're saying that things going to their head, the money, the fame, and all of that, there's also some type of mind altering substance that's being used in most of these situations. So you
Facts.
know that's just something to take into consideration. I want to
Facts.
what does this next one say? Listen, as Jamaicans, we rocked with Tyson, and his last name was Gay. I don't even need to explain that. LOL.
Hey, we got 74 people in the room. Make sure y'all hit that, smash that like button for us, please. Go ahead,
Says
D.
no one takes weed once. You would have to be smoking it before. She is using her mother's death as an excuse.
Man, the room is on it. Y'all cooking.
I
You are
actually
cooking.
I wouldn't say she the one who used it as an excuse. The media pushed it out as an excuse for her.
Facts.
You know, so I
Facts.
can't just jump and blame her for that one. It was the media forcing that on us, and we sucked it all up.
But why did the media do it? And that's the question we're going to get to. Go ahead, D.
um if she's going through some depression and things like that, they have medications that can help. So to self-medicate was not the answer. I say that it was more self-sabotage than anything. I think this young lady felt like she was in over her head. She boasted herself up and she couldn't deliver, and so instead of admit that, self sabotage.
Facts.
But
Facts.
isn't that a lot of fancy name we give an addiction? Addiction is addiction.
Wow.
To give it no
Yeah.
fancy name.
Right. Self
Well,
medication.
addiction is just a part of self sabotage. We self sabotage ourselves on so many different levels psychologically.
Or deliberate sabotage.
Let's get the
Yeah.
room, guys. Let's get back into the chat. Let's get in the room
It
because they're
says
building
Brianna
up.
is 19. Her grandmother passed very recently, but she behaved with grace. Yeah, I stated before, I was like, man, maturity isn't an age thing. Everybody matures at different levels based on, the things they go through and the things that they've learned in life. So Brianna, we salute her for her maturity at her age, and I hope that Sha'Carri can catch up to that.
See, because it's all indifferent in people. Brianna's learned to watch this. She's not going to take death and make it palpable. But what she's doing, she's making aesthetic and using it as an opportunity to build herself as a woman, her character. She's using it for herself, not using it against herself. Let's get this next one, D.
Says we crowned her too early before she actually did anything.
Facts.
When she got suspended for breaking the rules, everybody was camping for her and saying boycott the Olympics. Shake my head. Mm.
And you know what a good question is, Nine, also, and D? Why did the relay coach reject her? I really want to know the reason behind that. Because now watch this. She was suspended. She couldn't run the 100, but she would have been back a day or so after and she could have ran the relay. But the coach said no, he had already chosen his team.
Well,
But
well,
but if you're a star, go ahead. Go ahead, Nine. I'm sorry.
the coaches usually don't say no unless the competitors say no, because the coach would go to the competitor and, hey, what do you think about her? And they're like, man, she's not a really good person, so we would prefer not to deal with her. It could be something more like that. Why he would come back and say no, we're okay. You know,
But if you're a
it's just.
star, but if you're a star, D, and you're a star of the program, wouldn't they want her on the team?
But what if the star is poison to the team?
That's what I was waiting to hear.
And what if the star has something in her system that she still can't get out?
Wow. Let's get to this next comment.
Let me see. Says she's scared of the Jamaican ladies because she pulled out of the remaining Diamond League events.
Yeah.
Um, hey, fear is definitely a factor in it.
Yeah, but watch this. Fear is false evidence appearing real. The acronyms for fear are false evidence appearing real. So what's
But
false and what's real? Nine,
but
go ahead.
but you know what, Big J? Sometimes you in a place where you know you don't belong, and you do anything you can to fail out of that place so you could get away from that. They,
Wow.
they said that's kind of what Johnny Manziel did when he went to the NFL. When he found out, man, I can't compete with these boys, he found every excuse, every vice to get out of there. But it had to do with him not being able to compete at that level.
Wow. Sweet Spice from 876 from Jamaica says, big up from Jamaica. Salute Jamaica, man, in the house. We got Nine from Jamaica. We got D-Mac in the room. Hey, we're one united, man. Bob Marley said that. We all stand together. So anytime there's problems, we stand together because it's not about me, it's about us. There's no I in team. The acronyms for team together, everyone achieves more. Go ahead, D. You want to get that next one for me, please?
Says Maxine, I agree with you. If you've never smoked weed before, you wouldn't go and do it just like that. Yeah,
Facts.
that's a great point. You're not going to go and try something that you never tried before that's going to put you in jeopardy in order
Yeah,
to get over an issue.
I mean, it
And
doesn't even make logical sense to say, "Oh, my mom died. Let me go smoke weed." Even just saying it like that, it doesn't make any sense.
Right. There was
yeah,
something already going on. Yeah.
the average person would drink before they would try marijuana. I mean, or
Watch.
eat ice cream or whatever you do to go through your mourning or your sorrow phases. I'm pretty sure she's went through some situations where she's been in sorrow and had to mourn before. Did she go and smoke weed then?
Hey, watch
No.
this. We have 103 people in the room. Make sure that we smash that like button. Hey D, can you go ahead and read this next one for us?
It
Because they
says
coming in.
correction. Yeah, it says correction. Shelly Ann won her first Olympic 100-meter title at the age of 21 at the 2008 Beijing.
But let me ask you guys a question, the room and everyone, the panel. Do you think Shelly Ann, Elaine, and these other young ladies, because of the responsibilities that they have, because again, I was going over and looking at Shelly Ann's book that she likes, I Am a Promise. Oh my goodness. If you don't have that book, go get that book. You can put it on your Kindle, on your iPad, and begin to read some of those things, I don't want to break out in tears because I'm a big man, but you'll begin to understand why she runs the way she runs. Because there's so many things, watch this, evolving in her mind as she's doing and pursuing the purpose. See, when you don't have a purpose and you're not pursuing after anything, then you're just all over the place. And that's what we saw. Get that book, I Am a Promise.
But
Did we get
Yeah.
this?
when you participate in sports, it's more than for self. You always
Facts.
because there's some kind of motivation, and not only that, you also are responsible enough to know that, man, I have to do stuff right for the kids also. Because now I'm a
Yes.
role model in the public eyes. And it's just not right at all to just like now you're against everybody and you're the one melting down, not everybody. But you're the victim and everybody else is just piling on.
Okay, let's get this. Let's get this one, D, from
All right,
Wayne.
Wayne says Sha'Carri just got sober. She was on weed, which gives her a focus. Since she stopped smoking, she never stopped talking. Maybe she started drinking, but alcohol is not a problem. Um, Too much of anything is a problem. If you are doing something and you are out of control and it's causing you not to be able to control your emotions and your actions, that's absolutely a problem.
Facts, facts. And let me say this to Shelly Ann. Hey, we're all united here. We ain't worried about nobody. And that's right. When it comes to us as a people united, hey, nobody's worried about anything. If people want to act like that and have issues, that's their issue. And what we're gonna do, we're not gonna feed distractions. Distractions got to go. You don't belong here. You got to go because we're not feeding you.
But
Can
but
you
but
get it?
but now let me get this out there. Sometimes when people do get off their vices, their attitude usually change. So we also have to put that out there instead of the steroid things, because I know people who drinks and they stop drinking, they some of the most horrible people. The attitude just changed. So we kind of got to look at it that way also. Instead of just pushing one narrative, we also got to give both sides just to be fair.
Right. Yeah, I respect that. I respect that. Go ahead, D, from
It
Carol.
says her behavior suggests that she's hurting. Um, Absolutely. We've been looking all throughout these Olympics and just sporting events lately and talking about the stress that these people are under, the mental strain that they're under. So it's not far fetched that these guys are using some type of medication. Some are prescribed, some are street medications. But everybody's trying to find something to help them heal from some type of hurt or pain.
Yeah, but D also too, man. You have to be built for this because what you were born to do, you have to be built to do. Watch this. I'm watching my sister, Shelly Ann Fraser Price. After she wins the other day, she does what no other woman did. She immediately went to the knees. I watched her take several breaths. She didn't talk to anybody. She celebrated with the sisters. That's training, man. Some of these individuals don't have that old school training, and that makes a difference. I'm watching and then I'm watching people just laid out, and nobody went to their knees, and that's what I taught in football. Once you run a play, if you're the running back, hands on your knees, bend over, get your air. No one else did that. So D, what I'm saying is maybe there are individuals who are not competitively trained because they just been blowing people off the water, but they do not know how to sustain at this level like the sisters do from Jamaica.
You
But
know,
but
one of the go ahead, bro.
you know what? I do have to give her credit for finishing the race. Because a lot of people, when they know they can compete, they would pull up limp, oh, my hamstring, this and that. But she did went out there and competed. It's just that she wasn't good enough. But we still have to give her credit because she could have took a easy way out and faked injury.
Yeah, not did that mean Nike wouldn't have gave that money? Let's read this comment, man.
Says Jamaicans say, show me your company and I'll tell you who you are.
Exactly. So if
It's
you're around, go
it's
ahead,
just
Nine.
like it's just like birds of a feather flock together.
Got it. Great idiom. Great, great, great. Hurting people hurt people. Watch. I like this one better from Carol. Hurting people. That means there's a continuous cycle of hurt, and that's what you saw with the fake laugh, with the fake hand movement. So, like someone said, she's hurting. Hurting people hurt people. That's correct. All right, let's get this one going on from J. A. Jamar. I got this in D. Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
She probably disrespected Allison Felix because both of her parents are from Jamaica.
Whoa. We got 150 people in the room almost. Please smash that like button. Read that one again, D.
Says she probably disrespected Allison Felix because both of her parents are from Jamaica.
Wow.
But now that's what we call personal attacks. That's in the realms of personal attacks. You know,
So go ahead, Nine.
not having a discussion about what we witness, you know,
Yes.
doing the personal
So
attacks on one of her supporters.
wow, exactly. Because when I listened to her interview, she came out and said nothing but positive things. And then when she went on Jimmy Kimmel with Stephen A. Smith, all she said were positive things. That's what blew me out the water. So I'm like, do she really have a problem with that country, that island, those individuals? Because we're all brothers and sisters, just from different demographics. So that should never be a problem. That's what blew me out the water.
Once you're not able to back up what you say, your next best thing is to start trolling to try to stay relevant.
Wow. Facts. Facts. Let's get this next one. They keep coming in.
It says even though the media hyped her up, she still ran her very own mouth. Um, she could have kept quiet like our Jamaican queens. They remain humble from beginning to end. Well, I'll just say you can't expect everybody to be the same. I'll take that back. We expect everybody to be at that level and to be able to operate in that, but we should understand that not everybody is capable of doing that.
And so,
Yeah,
if that's the case, I think we have to be considerate of putting kids on a stage that they're not ready for. Because if that's the case,
Exactly.
see what we see right now. Because the reality is this: those amazing women who belong to us and are part of us are just from a different demographic. They have families. They have responsibility. They have narratives that they have to carry out. They're just not out running. They have purpose in their stride. And I think this, when you don't have purpose, anything will come out your mouth. When you don't have purpose, anything will go on. Why? Because I really don't care. Look at the
yeah.
generation today and look at the things the generation today does. Go ahead, Nine.
Like in track. Remember, track is usually country versus country. So it's not an individual runner. You're running for your country and the respect of your country, and you don't want to embarrass your country. You know, because you have a whole bunch of people you don't want to embarrass, and for you to do this to your country who wanted to even change the rules just to get you included, it's not really acceptable.
Right. Watch this, man. Joseph Gray, I got you. I got you, family. I feel you. You're my boy too. But I apologize, man, because hey, you know what? I presented to, and you guys all taught me a great lesson. And as you see, since then, I present the right narrative. Facts, Joseph. I got you, man. I feel you on that. I'm gonna apologize again because I brung the wrong narrative. But watch this. I'll support anyone until you open your mouth and show me you don't care. Then I was taught to back up.
Yeah, that's my thing because, like I stated before, we are going to back who represents us as a country. And so, yeah, she went out there afterwards and did what she did, and then people started to pull back from her. But, I'm always going to support who's representing me. That's just how
Facts.
it is. I
Facts.
mean, every country is like that towards their people, even if it
Yeah,
doesn't matter. We're just
I,
going to
I
support. who's for us.
The
You know,
this is
that's how.
the reason I would slightly disagree, because I only care about the event. Then I'm going to discuss on the event. I'm not going to let my bias cloud my judgment. You know, of course, yes, I want the Jamaicans to win, but it has nothing to do with what we saw. I'm just talking about what the display we saw, and that's it. No bias, unbiased.
But watch this, watch this. Our brothers and sisters from the islands, they made sure in all my narratives to say, Big J, why is she even overlooking her own people? Now watch this. Why is she even looking the young lady who finished the race that day, who came in fourth, that no one's talking about? She didn't say anything about her. See, when you're self recognized, you don't see anybody, not even the people who came to support you or the people you're running with. I just said a minute ago, there's no I in team. Together, everyone achieves more. And she does
Yeah,
not understand that principle. And that
it,
principle
it,
is lost somewhere in her head. Go ahead.
it's no I in team, but now she's a thorn in everybody's side.
Gee, let's read this, man.
It says, why do you think the media is pushing Sha'Carri Richardson? There are other athletes that did well. No one talks about the 19-year-old who broke the record. She should be the talk of the town.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. If you know anything about the NBA and basketball, right? There was a great team in San Antonio called the San Antonio Spurs, but nobody talks about them. Why? Could either one of you gentlemen tell me why nobody talks about them? And they won several championships.
Because they was one of the most quiet team in the NBA. Nobody said a
Right.
word.
People don't care. People, watch this. You have to remember at the turn, and we predate and go back. Let's go back to Rome. And within Rome, they had something called the Colosseum, and they had something called the Colosseum Games. And the Colosseum Games, where they would put gladiators against slaves and animals in the Colosseum, right? And they would have to fight. And individuals would come yell and scream over blood, guts, and gore, and all this negative stuff. So within human society, we actually appreciate that which is negative, and we tend to look to that over that which is righteous and which is good, but yet it's quiet. Like the San Antonio Spurs. Nobody talks about them. No one said why. They were boring. And if you listen to the kids in this generation, oh, that's whack. That boring. That ain't nothing. So what we have this young lady and other individuals who are not even in the same class. D, can we get that comment?
Yeah, it says she didn't qualify for the Olympics, so she couldn't make the team, basically. The records will show she never participated in the trials.
Facts.
Okay, I just want to state something real quick
No,
because it seems like we keep beating a dead horse. We know what Shakari's done wrong. We know her faults. We know what she needs to do. So why is our focus not on the solution and what she needs to do instead of keep restating the things that she's done wrong?
And that's what we're doing tonight. Everyone's talking about it might seem covered up by our own narratives, but everyone, that's how the show started. What has to happen? What has to happen for her to be around the right people? What has to happen? But let me tell you something, Dean. You know this, you military, man. When somebody disrespects you, that's hard for some people to let go and to go away. And some people ain't gonna let it go. Because watch
But
this. Well,
But the
let me
same
finish.
way that they're expecting her to have the poise to do that, they have to exhibit that themselves as well, because that's hypocritical. If you're expecting her to do it, but you can't let it go yourself, that's hypocritical, very
I
hypocritical.
D, I,
but
I don't think I don't think it's not they can let it go. I think what it is this. As like I said again, even the military have this with call and response and a cadence. Am I right? Whoever the sergeant, lieutenant is, they call and there's a response from the platoon, right?
Yeah.
So what
but
she
but
does, she hold on, she keeps coming on social media when she doesn't need to. And the things that she's saying are insulting to a people, whereby individuals respond based on the call and response. Go ahead, Nine.
Okay, but at the same token, they have to be able to show some type of poise and some type of maturity to be able to overlook an immature child.
But it's a difference. If I don't want to
That's
let some,
called self control.
Facts.
if I don't want to let something go, it's different because I'm not in the
No,
public
it's not
spotlight.
different. How is it different? She don't want to let it go. It's not different. It's exactly the
It,
same.
it is different because she's a public figure, and in the public, you have to put on a certain persona, to have people gravitate around you. For somebody who is not in the limelight,
They
who cares?
they gravitated around her, and she's exactly how she is.
The answer is right here with Stewie. Read that for me, D, please.
It says, I think it was all scripted. Nike did not want her at the Olympics because they know she was not ready and she would lose bad and it would hurt their sales. The plan almost worked.
That's the
Mm,
truth. I see that. I do see that.
I, I,
I
I,
because
I
Go
actually
ahead,
don't
now.
see that. The
Oh no, no,
last,
no. Let me tell you why I said that. Because here's the reality. Everything's about marketing, right? If she goes and gets blown away in Tokyo, comes home and get blown away, then did you hear what Alice and Felix said Nike did to her to why she started her own brand? They wanted to reduce her money to 77%. Oh
yeah,
no,
yeah,
Nike ain't no joke, man. And watch this.
they sure
Nike
did.
gave her $1 million up front, Sha'Carri. So if they gave her $1 million up front, they're in control of her narrative. So thus, some of us are saying she's a kid, blah, 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 blah. But she's a college graduate, don't forget that. And she's smart enough to know to come out here and play the roles.
but you trying to tell me big business would rather sacrifice viewers to keep somebody from running?
Yeah,
That just
let me give you a good story. Now, there's a man called Steve Jobs. God rest his soul. Steve Jobs was struggling, man, with Apple. Apple was going through some major things, man. They were losing a lot. Things were happening bad. And Steve Jobs couldn't figure out what to do. And a consultant came to him and he said, fire half the company and the stock owners will stay. Because once you fire half the companies, the retirement, the benefits, and everything, you don't no longer have to pay, and it'll go back up. And guess what? Apple rebounded. So are these corporations in control? Yes, they are. Bill Gates did the same thing.
yeah, but you
100%.
but you saying Nike is going to sabotage NBC and all the other media outlets who cover the Olympics with viewership just to protect her? That doesn't make logical sense to me.
No, no, but watch this, and this is where you and I butt head sometime. Logic has nothing to do with this. It's marketing. Think about this, Nine. If she goes to Tokyo and gets blown, because she watch this, she was the fastest woman in America. All right, not in the world. So if she goes to Tokyo and get blown by them three sisters, it makes Nike look bad. Because guess what she got on her feet and on her chest? Then if she comes here and get blown, which she knew she was the other day, she knew she was gonna lose. So
Yeah,
guess what? Hold on. Her response was based on something that was already prepared. In my perspective, go ahead.
but
I
but
got to
see,
get to these.
that's what I think you're looking at. You're looking at last week's loss and putting that loss in the Olympics. We can't do that. We don't know what would have happened in the Olympics.
Let's ask this question. Let's read some more comments. D, I'm gonna come back because I want to know what's Sha'Carri Richardson's fastest time. That will answer that. Go ahead, D.
Uh, that's the one I
Oh, we
just
got
read.
okay. Go ahead and get Joseph.
It says they didn't want her in the relay because she doesn't get along with anyone on the team.
Facts. Go
Says
ahead.
everybody hit the like button. It's free of charge. Exactly, Shirley. Uh, Now it says she twice defeated you. Always have to conquer fear. She needs to stop talking, practice, cause Jamaicans so less and more action. Um, as we saw the other day, sometimes you have good races and sometimes you don't. As to where Miss Hurrah lost to Miss Price. Sometimes
Facts.
you have a good day, sometimes you don't, and you you work on it, you work on your whatever you feel like you need to, and you come back and you have a better performance.
But Jay-
That's any runner.
but both y'all, let me justify my statement. She came out and said, "I'm the sixth fastest woman in the world," which she denoted and stated, "I'll never beat these women, but when they retire, I'm there."
Her fastest time is 10.72.
Okay,
That's her
she don't
fastest time.
compare. She don't compare to
But
any of
but
those women. So tell me
but
how she would have did in Tokyo.
Big J, we can't say that because everybody usually competes their best at the Olympics. Is another form of energy there where you can outperform your old performance. So I just can't say that. I just
But watch this. The Olympics were more tougher this year because of COVID. It was stressful. It was more stressful. Yet those women from Jamaica, they were poised and in the midst of stress because they're used to that and they know how to perform. They did amazing. It was stressful in the Olympics. Everyone said it. They said they were ready to get home. So you telling me she was going to perform her best?
everybody usually does their best time in the Olympics, Big J. So I can't look at last week's race and place that vision in the Olympics. I just can't do
Okay,
that.
so let me ask you this question then. What happened to her running a couple of days ago? Why did she pull out tomorrow?
Well. I don't know about tomorrow, but the race yesterday or the day before, wasn't she on vacation?
That's my point. When you got purpose and you're trying to achieve something, you don't take vacation. When I started my first business, I told my wife this. "I'll see you in 5 years." She said, "What does that mean?" I said, "I gotta go." I can't say what I said to her. I said, "I gotta go balls to the whatever. I gotta go hard. That means I can't be sitting around. I can't be laying around. I can't take vacation. Just give me 5 years to go hard. And when I come back, you'll have what you want." See, that's the difference, man. Winners, watch this. Winners stay open on holidays. They don't go to Disneyland. They don't take vacation. Them
How
sisters is traveling. Hold on. These sisters are traveling the world. Where is she at?
I
how
believe
old
she was advised to stay on the low.
how
But she
old
keep
were
getting
you?
but she keep I just turned 22.
Okay.
She watch this. But nobody's advising her to stay off of Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. Come
They
on,
can
guys.
advise it, but that's not realistic. You know that people's life is tied into their social media pages. So you can't expect them not to be on there, but they're just saying stay out of the limelight,
Right,
stay out
right,
of the view of people. Just kind of lay low right now because
right,
you've done too much. This is basically
right.
a damage control thing.
Right, got you. I like this to say Shelly Ann trains with men as well. And let's go back down to Shirley.
It says Joseph Gray, she also disrespected Gabby Thomas, her very own teammate.
Facts. D, watch this. What was the name? Gabby? That's D Mac's daughter, y'all. So that's why I laugh. Because I
Yeah,
thought D would get into that.
that wouldn't be a good thing. But, no, yeah, it's very evident that this young lady hasn't been taught these things in her life. They've just not been that big mama type in her life to tell her little girl stay in a little girl's place. Little girl don't do that. She didn't have that in her life, and it's very evident.
Right. Hey, D, read this one from Wayne because I thought this was interesting. Because nobody's
Okay,
talking about it, but he brought it up.
He says Sha'Carri in her second interview on Saturday stated that she is going back to the lab, which quite alarming knowing her failed marijuana test.
Anybody gonna
um,
say anything on that?
then we can take words and we can misconstrue them and we can try to make whatever we want to out of that. But man, I already came in this and implicated enough by saying the PEDs, man. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. The girl is gonna do what she's gonna do. Athletes out here are doing drugs every single day, and I'm not talking about marijuana. I'm talking about hard drugs. We're all grown. We know that they do cocaine, pills, and everything else under the sun, moon, and stars. So this is nothing new.
Watch this. Just like I did before I knew all this, I celebrated her. as I did with the women from Jamaica. And I was totally wrong in some of my narrative. When we right our wrong, we should all be given the opportunity of reprieve. When that happens, I'll be the first one. I did a personal broadcast the other day, hoping that someone would give it to her, crying out, saying, listen, stop looking at who's next to you and focus on the prize." Can we get this, D?
Everybody, everybody's so busy trying to give interventions to little Boosie, but nobody's trying to give an intervention to this young lady. I find that very, very odd. But let me get that. It says, of all the time I've watched track and field of just sports in general, I've never seen anything like that post match interview. Think I was more shocked with that than the actual race.
Yes, that fact. Me too. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I worked in education, that doesn't make me anything, and I'm not saying it does. But the laugh didn't go with the speech. The speech didn't go with the face. The hand movement didn't go with. It was just so much that was all over the place. And again, like you said one time, Nine, I think that was just her trying to appease the media. Can we get
Yeah,
this one right here? Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead,
that's
Nine.
the one. Um,
Oh, that's the one we already did.
yeah.
Okay, let's get this one.
It says Sha'Carri has crazy potential, but she is her worst enemy.
And that's what she said. That's what she said. See,
yeah,
watch this. When you leave a narrative open to interpretation, that's not the person's fault who's interpreting. You gave the narrative close the end. That's like writing a great paper. If I give you a great thesis in my introduction, and within the introduction, I give you my 3 points, and within the body, I build those 3 points. But if I don't give you a conclusion supported by therefore or something else, I just gave you a bad paper.
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to say, go ahead.
Her crazy potential is trumping her crazy attitude.
Facts.
Well, her crazy attitude is trumping her crazy potential. I said it in
Yeah.
reverse.
Yeah. With this one, that's good. It's messing it up. But watch this. Let's deal with this for a minute because I don't know a lot, but I'm about to do my research tonight. Let's talk about Brianna Williams. Somebody go ahead and read that.
Says Brianna Williams and Tia Clayton, 2021 for the 100-meter champion is our future.
Yeah. See, and you're right, D. Let's talk about them a little bit. I don't know. Like I say, I know sports and I know track and field, but the younger ones, I don't know. But I'm going to go do my due diligence. Can you read that, D, please?
Says the Jamaican athletes run for their people. They know the eyes of the country is on them. Jamaicans eat, breathe, and sleep athletics. It's the biggest sport in Jamaica, bar none.
Facts.
And because and I bet you that the Jamaicans also still have a respect for their elders. That's something that's missing in the United States. We often talk
Wow.
about the gap between the young and the old in the United States and how the young do not have
Wow.
the respect for the elders that they used to. So that plays a major role in that. Thank you for that comment, man.
That was
Hey,
a great
So,
one.
sometimes your elder might be your grandmother who's 35.
yeah.
That's wrong. But you're right.
It says-
And you have to respect her. Can we read this one, please?
Yeah, it says she smoked the weed because she wanted to get banned from Tokyo because she didn't want to go. She just wanted the Nike money.
I'm gonna say it again. I agree. I'm not trying to be on anyone's side, but I believe like we're finding out other things. There's more to that. And watch this. We're not talking about Miss Richardson. We're talking about what's around her now and wondering if she's in a safe place. You have to remember it was a long time before individuals really proceeded after R. Kelly to make sure that those girls were certain places by their will. And they start doing health checks and certain other things. It's nothing wrong to talk with certain things to make sure that individuals are protected and they are okay. Go ahead and read that for me, D.
It says no matter what way we look at this or dissect this, so many people are hurting. However, that is no excuse to be rude, unkind to people who have done nothing to deserve it.
And see the thing with that, watch this, and you can tell me nine if I'm true or wrong. In America, we allow our kids to talk to us. Some people allow our kids to talk to us any way they want to. But in Jamaica, as D is saying, you're not going to go disrespect an elder. You're not going to walk past somebody and say don't say good morning, or so you're not going to do that. Am I right? I'm nine.
You're right, but there are states out there like if you go to Louisiana, they're some of the nicest people in the world. So it's places where stuff like this doesn't happen except for the worst parts of America. But there's a lot of places where you'll be amazed how nice the people are. And for me, who comes from Florida, where nobody speaks, when you go to a place like Louisiana, you're uncomfortable around those people because it's like you're out of place.
Facts, facts.
It's
Hey,
like,
do me a favor.
yeah,
We got almost 200 people in the room. Smash that like button, please. You don't have to give a super chat. We're not asking for any of that. But do us a favor. Smash that like button. Go ahead, D. Can you read that for me, please?
Says Jamaican sprinters and American sprinters have a fierce rivalry, but at the end of the day, they respect each other and know each other. But Sha'Carri is a new breed. She disrespects everybody. Like I stated, that we're in this age of trolling. We're in this age where it's cool to be trolling everybody. It's cool to be hated by everybody. And that's the thing now. So if that's the path that she chose, she's gonna have to take what comes along with that type of energy that she's giving off. That's all I say. If she's
Facts.
gonna go that route, then she's gonna have to be able to deal with the shots that's gonna come back at her for her actions. That's
Okay,
it.
hey, we got some good information coming up here, D. I didn't know this one just put on the screen. What does that mean?
It says Wayne Reed lab is code word for her dealer.
Is
yeah,
that true?
it could
Is
be
that
the code
true?
for a lot of things.
Wow. Well, y'all break it down to me. Go ahead, D.
So yes, sir, Big J, you are to the point. I just like your program. You are number one. Enough respect, one love.
Hey
Hey,
man,
Ross
we're all
concur.
family, man. D Mac
Salute to you. Salute
nine.
to you, brother.
Yeah, we're all family, man. It's not about me, Mac. D Mac can tell you that, man. If you need help in here with this YouTube thing, that's my job. It's not about me. It's about us. That's why I don't beg for money and stuff like that because it's about us. Go ahead, D.
I'm not gonna say that name they chose to use, but it says does not want to run otherwise. She's already defeated within, so all she can do is capitalize. Now she knows this can all dry up.
Wow,
And you
man.
know
These
what?
are,
I actually can agree with that because that's how it's really starting to look.
from what perspective, Nine? Go ahead, elaborate. Elaborate.
Because she not training, she partying, she vacationing. I mean, it sounds like she about other stuff, and track takes second place in her life.
Because her shoes are about to be released. How many people gonna buy her shoes? I'm not being funny. Let me stop. D gonna get on my case. Let me stop. Uh,
But if she lay low and if they tell her to lay low and do damage control, then these are the type of things that she should be doing.
right. Okay.
Release
Let's,
the stress. That's the whole reason
But
that she's going through what she's going through, right? Is because she's got all of this stress and mental buildup. So she needs to do things that's going to help her to relax and release that stress. So it's
facts.
damned if she do, damned if she don't. If she's in the
Facts.
gym every single day, she's adding more stress on herself, which is going to make her explode. And if she don't go out and get it, if she do go out and do something to release, oh well, she don't care. Look, she's out doing this and that. The girl is in a position now where everybody hate her so much, no matter what she does, they're gonna criticize.
But point on the speaker. Point on the speaker. And D, you can correct me. We got it like that. But watch
but
this. She's getting paid and she's getting endorsement deals based on this negative behavior. I don't think it's affecting her. I think it's affecting the people who support her more than it is affecting her. Because if not, she wouldn't keep going with the annex on social media.
but
That's my perspective.
the best damage control is her winning a race because if she win a race, then it could all turn around for her in a split second. But if she go out there and lose again, everybody's just gonna keep piling on.
But
I've been
y'all
looking
do realize that her social media is another source of revenue for her as well.
exactly.
So when
Yes,
she go on her pages and say these things, and she gets all of these zillions of views and zillions of likes or dislikes, she's making money that way as well.
facts, facts, facts. All right, let's get to these comments because they are piling up.
Says, and she dissed Gabby Thomas too because she has Jamaican roots too.
So is she really dissing, or is that something she's being paid or taught to do to bring more attention? And the way she did the other day, when she looked off the camera and she suggested to them instead of the names or those amazing women, see, it's a lot to this, man. And it could just be immaturity. Go ahead, D.
I just see it like this though. Before I read this, uh her social media is what's going to be her fallback as far as money
Right,
wise, because that
right.
Nike money is drying up,
That's
like the
right. That's
person
right.
stated before. That money's drying up. So what source of revenue?
Right.
This right here, social
Right.
media. And as
Yeah.
she generates all of this drama, that's paying her.
Yeah.
But said, what I do not get is why did Sha'Carri, who walked off the track, turn back to do an interview? She was headed towards the tunnel. Why on earth did she turn back? I would not have. I would have refused. But this is to fuel what's going on right now. All of this, if it's a part of the marketing, because remember, the people that are around Sha'Carri Richardson are very questionable. They have a past with helping people to do things that
Facts.
goes against the rules and the law. So she don't
Facts.
have the best people around her, and they're not going to influence her to do the right thing in those situations. This is something that we everybody seems to be just skipping over for some reason. She don't
Facts.
have the best people on her team. That's
Facts.
why she turned around.
Hey, big shout out to Stacy for the super chat. Hey, we appreciate you so much. Lab means in training. Come on, rooting for her. Stacy said the lab means training. All right.
Thank you for that, Stacy, because people like you can take any word and say, yeah, yeah, in a slang term, that means that. Man, we use so many slang terms for so many words, you can't really peg nothing on nothing anymore. That's what the police be trying to do whenever they get these guys on the wiretaps. Oh, well, you said lab in slang means this because we wrote down the book of slang terms. Man, slang changes so fluidly and so quick, you can't just put one meaning on one word because one word can mean at least three different things in slang. So thank you for clearing that up.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna have to get some more moderators in this room. We're gonna have to give out some wrenches because I can't do all this by myself. I
Now,
didn't
now,
lost my I done
can,
lost my percent. We're gonna have to
can,
give
can,
out some wrenches, man. We're gonna see who's commenting in the room
can,
and we're just gonna give them wrenches. Go ahead, Nine.
yeah, can we go back a little bit because we got to be fair to all people.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Just
trying to do.
yeah, just because some of the people she's surrounded with got shady past, don't mean they're still shady people. They could be people who learn from their mistake and say, hey, look, we did it this way. This is not the right way. So we still got to be fair and say, no, it's just a continuation. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to give her drugs. And we can't say that because we're not behind the curtains looking in.
I say that based on the information that I received. And I go back to Mr. Ronaldo Nehemiah, who is her agent, who is tied to Justin. What's the kid's name? Justin. I can't think of his last
Gatlin.
name. We talked
Gatlin.
about him earlier. Justin Gatlin, who is under investigation for doping. And so that means that this is a continuous theme in this man's life. He had it going on back in the 70s and all the way up to now. There's still ties of doping connected to him.
But
I
but
can't
now,
give no benefit of the doubt on
but
that.
but, but because
That's a
it's connected
pattern.
to him, we can't just automatically tie it to her, and that's why I say we got to be responsible enough to give both sides.
I'm just saying that the people that are in her circle, all of these people are tied to doping, and her behavior is very, very parallel to the behavior of somebody who dopes. We all know that people who have steroids have erratic behavior and they can't control themselves, and that is the tie.
But that's the
so
same people who just
somebody
got
said,
off alcohol.
somebody said
It's
when she said I'm going to smoke them, she said they said she wasn't lying.
Yeah, I mean, it
Ooh,
could be any drugs besides steroids. When somebody gets weaned off it, they usually have a bad attitude, and we just have to let the people know both sides, so we can't just paint one picture when there's multiple pictures out there to be painted.
right.
It's a
Let's get
major
these comments, guys, because we got so
major
many comments. I want to show the room that they matter.
who it's a major coincidence that she's tied to somebody who's known for doping their runners.
Yeah. And because he was a major doper himself in the 70s and the 80s. I grew up in LA around
Yeah,
Ronaldo Nehemiah and all them cats. That's what they did, man. If you go find some pictures of him and look how big his legs are then compared to now as a hurdler, oh, United States was big in doping. That's what a lot of people forget. That's why I said on one of my shows about the football players who was on steroids. Man, just a lot of people forget, bro, or they don't want to deal with it. Because a lot of the brothers, Allow Alzado died. He played football at 300 pounds almost, but he died at 160 something pounds. Come on, let's get these comments, gentlemen.
it says, I think why she disrespect his team is because they didn't boycott the Olympics for her. Oh, you feel like that she felt they didn't have her back the way they were supposed to? That could be.
And
But
that,
at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
but
same time, she
but
has
but
to understand that those people have responsibilities as well, and they can't throw everything they have down the drain for her nonsense.
yeah, you
and
talking
that,
about a lot of work. The whole country's supposed to throw it away because one person made a bad decision. That's not
yeah,
gonna
but
happen.
but it was more than that. When they rejected her, watch this. When they rejected her from running the relay, she sent a text, "Missing me yet?" That's
Mm.
arrogance, man. I don't care what anyone said, kid or not. When you send other people who are representing your country and you try to get in their mind by sending them a text or putting it on Twitter, say, "Y'all miss me yet?" Come on. Come
Mm.
on. People tell me, Big J, the stuff you're doing, you're talking about her, it's irresponsible. Where it's irresponsible, where ladies are in another country where COVID-19 was bad and they're trying to survive and they're ready to get home, and you send a message only thinking about yourself to say, "Missing me yet?" Come on. And then you say,
Mm.
you do the hair commercial, and you say, "Yeah, stitches." And then you get out there and you come up in ninth place. No, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She's
I'm sorry.
21, not a kid anymore. Sick of the excuses. Last
Facts.
is all you need to watch. Nobody needs to make excuse for that.
Yep.
Last time, last time I checked, 21 was still a kid. You might be older, but you're still a kid at 21 years old.
But D, this is what I'm saying. It goes back to who was around you. I got married at 19, bro, and became a man overnight because the responsibilities made me become a man. And that's the thing. When the wrong people are around you, you will stay a kid. But when you get into a situation, you have to become a man. You will become a man or a woman. There are women on the street, man, who are 20 and 21, and they're responsible because they have to be. But when somebody's giving you everything and you don't have to work for nothing, you don't even have to win a race. You go out and win a race of all American women, you can blow out. But when it comes to international, you can't perform and I'm gonna give you something. That's what Michael Jordan said about the young people in this country. They don't work for anything. Everything is always given to them, and he doesn't respect that.
And I will state again, you have old fools just as well as you have young fools. So age is not a determining factor in somebody being foolish or mature.
Facts, facts. I agree. Can you read that for me, Big D?
Says Big J, she is not a child. She is 21. Nowhere in the world is 21 considered a child. A young adult, yes, but not a child. And
No,
once
because you can
again,
smoke weed.
I will state, there are old fools as well as young fools.
Yep.
So,
You can smoke weed. You can have sex. You can go to parties. You can drink. You're an adult, but you choose to make kid decisions as being adults. I worked in education for 24 years. Let me say this. I've seen children who were 15, 16, but their mindset was at a 21-year-old. All right. Everything else they were about a 3 or 4-year-old. So maybe I think we just have to wait, sit back and see what's going to happen. She needs a mentor, and that's what I said before, Sam. She needs a mentor. Shirley is laughing. Shirley about to fall off the chair laughing. She said, "For real." Go ahead, D.
Says she's the black Donald Trump, talk ish and have followers who know she ain't ish and still follow her.
Facts.
So do you blame her or do you blame the followers?
It
Because
depends
they're
on
the
the.
ones who's fueling her to do it.
But watch this, D. If they're eating, and they're not going to tell her the truth. Watch this. If she's feeding everyone around her, and they're eating because of her, do you think they're going to tell her the truth?
but
No,
but
absolutely not.
but her followers is based off her athletics. You know, regular people just don't have millions and millions of followers. It's through athletics, and so if you're not performing, eventually the trolls gonna pile in and start outnumbering your real fans.
Hey, we got 230 people in the chat. Please hit that like button. Please do that for us. Can we read this one, D?
It says she turned a lot of people off with her attitude. And see, that's the double-edged sword because she turned a lot of people on with her attitude as well.
Some people just, hey, what you know what I've seen before, man? I've seen people who were struggling, who made mistakes, do certain things, and the world we live in, they ain't gonna give you a pass. They're just not going to do it. That's why I'm kind of DMAC does it, Nine does it. We're kind of cognitive of what we say on social media because you could slip and say the wrong thing, and folk are not going to give you a pass. Social media is known for trolls. Watch this. She does not have a great troll following, so that means people her age are celebrating her. I hope you got that. Her mentor is Donald Trump. I'm not going to say that.
Well, look, I'll say it like this. Donald Trump was trained by somebody. He
You're
learned from
right.
somebody. So we can't make Donald Trump be the end all be all for the type of attitude and the mindset that
Right.
is taking over the United States. Donald
Facts.
Trump is just a product of this environment as well.
Right, facts. Hey, salute, soccer training club, man. Glad this is your first time here. You're with us, man. This is
Salute
everybody in the
to
room,
you.
man. We're all one channel, man.
Blessings. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Okay, we got a couple of more. I want to read them all before we get off of here.
It says
Oh,
ability
wow.
without humility is a liability.
Woo, woo. We got to
I
put that
like that.
somewhere, D.
I
Nine, we got to put
absolutely
that
like
somewhere.
that. Yes, yes, that's a good one right there, and I agree with that 100%.
Wow.
It says, why are people saying Jamaicans are against FBA?
I don't think
I
they're
haven't,
against the
no,
association. No, no, not at all. No,
no,
not at all.
I haven't heard that narrative.
Nine, is that you again? Yeah, I got
Let's
nine on
see.
twice.
Rose Walker
Yeah, I got
says,
kicked out.
why are people saying Jamaicans are? Oh, okay, that's the same one.
Hmm.
Um, I think whenever you get to the top like that and you're blowing everybody else out, then people are going to start to make up stuff, especially when you got everything together. We've seen it time and time again when we have athletes who are doing great things and they're exhibiting great character. There's always going to be somebody slither out of the cracks to try to assassinate the character or
Right,
to try
right,
to discredit. So, you can take stuff like that and just toss it to the side. With any story, I always say you chew up the meat and spit out the bones.
right. And I think this, man. I think that a lot of countries don't play games, and there are some game players with any association or anything that has to do with sports. And there's some countries, man, like Russia. They might not be the fastest, but they're not gonna play games. All right, let's get these comments.
Let's see. John Jamar says you're going to support someone even though they are negative. Shake my head. John Jamar, I have a question for you. Do you like hip hop music? Because if you like hip hop music, you're supporting somebody anyway because they're negative, even though they're negative. So we have this hypocritical stance on who we support. We support a lot of negative things in this world and justify it just because we like it. So we can't sit here and say, "Oh, you're supporting her even though she's negative," when we support negative things all day, every day. That's pretty hypocritical.
All right, let's get to this. The next one says, uh, Kiki laughing. I'm telling you, man, Shirley, we got some good people in here, man. She can't run. Richardson has already learned her lesson. Just let it be. I believe that. I believe that. And like I said, today didn't start off as a session to come in and beat up on Richardson. It started by individuals on our page. When I say our page, those who are subscribers and a part of us saying that we were attacking her and that we were wrong because we were irresponsible. But all we do here at Big J, let's talk D, nine, we just report information that's already out there. And I think what I said in suggested way, as professional as I could, I gave the narratives and the links to the companies to where letters can be written to those individuals who gave us the information. I'm just the messenger of what was given. I just
Man,
drive the horse.
it's just ironic to me that a lot of people in here in this thread are demanding something from her that they're not willing to exhibit themselves. I just find that very ironic.
Facts. All right. Keep supporting your trashy character. I
See what
think
I'm
why
talking
she
about?
yeah,
That
but
right there is what I'm
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, but
These
we know
people will come in here and talk about how this young girl should be showing this character and all of this poise, yet they can't even come on here and show character and poise themselves. So I really don't put much into comments like that.
I think why she disrespected this team is because they don't boycott the Olympics for her. That's what we
But
said, 100%.
but first, but just think about this. You mad because you want the whole team to boycott the Olympics for you? I mean, that's the epitome of selfishness.
Yeah, exactly. That's what she was raised up on.
And that's
That's
the
exactly what
reality.
she was raised up on.
Yeah. Okay, we got it one right here. Big J, did we read that one already? Oh no, we didn't. Let's go.
No,
It said Big J in Jamaica, you start track and field at kindergarten level. That's why they're so fast.
And that's
no,
what's
they
in all countries. In the Dominican, baseball is a big thing, right? So they start them early. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the people in America or Miss Richardson they don't have value, they don't respect it, but it's just something when you come from an adverse position and you're challenged to be great. There's just a different narrative that those individuals in the Dominican when they wake up in the morning, their gloves are boots, leather boots. Their bats are made from trees, and not what I mean by that, have not been hollowed out and made. So when you're made to make a living and a way, it's just a whole different thing. And I'm not saying Sha'Carri never had that, but I've studied the videotapes from her from middle school and AAU all the way up. And because she had potential, there was always somebody handing her something. That's just me.
You know, I was looking at something the other day and it was talking about how we in America, we tend to look at our economic scale just from an American view. And if I look at my economic scale from an American view, I would be considered low middle class. But if you put it on a world scale, I would be in a
Facts.
little bit higher class because of the lower economic scale in so many other places.
Facts.
And so while we say that this girl's been through so much, there's been so many more who's been through so much more. And
Yes.
so have they broken? Have they done all of these things? Everybody has something that's going to trigger them. Everybody has something that's going to cause them to regress. And how they deal with it is based on how they were raised. So we gather from everything that we see with Sha'Carri Richardson that she did not have the best environment coming up. And now she's surrounding herself with not the best people. And we're seeing the end result of these poor choices.
Facts.
But but but,
Facts.
but athleticism, she should be able to create her own environment.
No, because stress is going to affect your performance.
Yeah, because well, wait a minute. Why, if that's the case, why aren't people in other countries affected by it?
They are. Miss Hara, who's the fastest lady in the world, she just got beat by her teammate yesterday.
Wow. Hey man, I got so many chats in this room. Can you go ahead and give that super chat shout out for me, D?
TL, a white personal, what Sha'Carri did to a Felix.
Right, right. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. And that's what individuals are saying. Totally wrong.
Well,
Man.
yeah, I mean, we already established that this young lady is wrong. Now we need to find out what she's going to do from here. I think we should all start to not talk about her and put the focus on the people who deserves the focus and the praise. That's what we should turn this into. Let's take it off of this because all of the people are giving her exactly what she wants whenever they feed into her energy. They're the ones who's jumping on her page, making the views and all that stuff go up. So she's getting more money off of that instead of paying her no attention and giving the attention to the winners and the true people who deserve the praise. So what is it going to be? Either you're going to stop feeding Sha'Carri Richardson's toxic energy and turn it towards the turn your focus towards the people who deserve the praise, or you're going to just keep on feeding it. I don't understand what people want. I'm
I
not a
believe I believe personally that it's simply a dialogue. And when people have been rubbed the wrong way, they need an outlet themselves also. And this is just simply an outlet because I'm trying to get off and get past these chats and they're just going and going and going. And that tells me, you know what? People want to say how they feel. And sometimes
yeah.
as we who we are, we have to grin and bear it and allow them that time and that space because this is what we are. And I know Deep, me and you are a little bit different on certain things, but it's social media. And some people just want to say, if this is, see, watch this. A lot of people don't have an audience. Go ahead,
Hey,
Nine. Go
go
ahead, Nine.
no. Go back to that last comment. No. Go back. That's a funny comment right there.
Said to put line her up with the Jamaicans again and see if it was
oh,
just one race. I'm sure she will try everything to avoid a race with those Jamaicans.
Yep.
oh man,
Because
I'm gonna go
right
that
back
was
now,
up to the.
beautiful.
race
That was
is
a
between
beautiful post.
Thompson and that clock.
Yep.
Hmm.
Let's just read this. We're gonna get out of here.
It says, what's the difference between Kwame Brown and Sha'Carri Richardson?
Hair. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I could help it.
Well, it says Jerome Herring, exactly. Nope, she not gonna do it.
Facts. Now we gonna go back up now.
Another clean sweep. One, two, three. To put it, yeah.
We
I
did that one. Okay.
Jamaica is the Jamaican team has always been highly touted and highly respected. I
For
respect
years.
their athleticism. I respect them and the way they've always carried themselves. But I'm still gonna pull for the people in my country.
But
Um,
what you think has led to the demise of the American runners because they haven't been performing for
Years.
numerous of now.
Years.
Yeah,
the
Years.
the attitude of America that you don't have to work hard to get it, that you can find a shortcut to go get it instead of go through what need the necessary process, and that's what's shortchanging us. And now we're coming up short a lot across the globe in our performance because of that attitude that all of America pushes on the regular.
So now, then, if this statement correct, that's on the thing. We as blacks need to condemn poor behavior. Other races are laughing at how we promote ourselves. Is
but
that
we're
true?
not the ones promoting ourselves, and that
Exactly.
behavior
It,
that we latch on to is behavior that's been projected onto our children.
but
And
it's
if we
corporate America who's using us. Isn't that right, D?
Yeah, if we don't take as much time as social media and stuff does to indoctrinate them with that stuff, for us to counterbalance that with letting them know what the real is in the situation, then they're gonna get lost in this social media society, period.
I wouldn't suggest that this individual. See, when you use the word narcissist, you have to be correct, and because narcissist is a broad term. There's covert narcissists. There's overt narcissists. There's a malignant narcissist. Then there's just personality disorder. So, John, which one? Because I think that's critical. That if we say something like that, if she's a covert narcissist, she's a danger to everyone. If she's a malignant, that's why I don't want to really get into that right now because it's a deep conversation. We'll do that one another day.
It, it would have just been better if he said she a bad person.
Exactly, or have a personality disorder. Facts, facts, facts. Go ahead.
Says, why didn't he race the Lausanne, Switzerland?
Right, and nobody knows. No, I think. Oh, D said it that she was on break. She was taking a break.
It says, Madison, speak up for me because they don't know. Mm, okay. It says, those two Jamaicans are racing against each other and the clock. Sha'Carri isn't even an afterthought. No, she's not. Like you said, she's the fastest woman in America, but there's other places outside of America where people are faster, and it was shown in that race. She was not only beat by Jamaicans, she was beat by everybody there.
And here's the comment she wanted Madison to speak.
It says most Caribbean people don't have easy lives, but yeah, hard work humbles you. It does
Exactly. Exactly.
and builds character. And so, exactly her own, exactly, she needs serious help. Her attitude stink.
And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. She needs help. And that's what no one's
Hey,
understanding. Watch this. There's two
could we
things
go
in the
back?
world. Okay, let me go back. There's one thing in the world. We're not projecting. See, projecting is when you're putting on something on someone that's not valid. We're simply putting and restating what's already been said. So we're not projecting anything. Media that
Go,
projects is wrong media. Go ahead,
go,
D.
no, no,
I mean,
go
go ahead,
back
nine. Go ahead,
one
nine.
more.
One
Go
more.
back one more comment. Yeah. Okay. Look. That's not a truthful statement because most runners in America come from the hood. So it's not that, oh, your hood is tougher, your life is tougher, and that's why I'm better. No, no. All the hoods is the same. I lived in all the hoods. So we can't use that as an excuse. Oh, that's why they're better. No, they're just better because they're better, but it's not the situation they came from that makes them better.
Oh
Because
no, Joy
everybody
Madison. Let me
took the
help you out in
time
this. Joy
time.
Madison. She stated this for a different reason. It was for a complete different reason that these individuals learn responsibility through the adverse conditions, and where some people don't. Some people have been handed certain things, and even though they haven't, they just don't learn from adverse positions. I think that's what she was saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I look at the inner cities in the United States, and let's really be honest about something because this was brought to my attention. In our country, what we call poverty is not poverty in other places.
Facts.
All right. There's other places where what we call the poverty line and what we deal with in the hood is considered a step up, a large step up. And so I can't imagine what people in these types of situations have to fight
Actually,
through in order to just get to a professional team. I was talking about Kasim Uma a few months back, who was from Africa, and his parents were killed. He was made to fight in war. He was placed on heroin and drugs, and he had to find a way to make it to America in order to become a boxer so that he could make a life for himself and try to buy back his brothers and sisters. And this man did that. And to take anything away from this man and try to compare any American who comes out of the hood to try to be a boxer to that story
No,
would be totally out of the scale, would be way off.
Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question,
oh,
Nine, because I know you have
oh,
sons in there. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nine. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. What I want to say, D-Mac, there's some places in America what you wouldn't even believe is just like a third world country. They got places in Macon, Georgia. They got places in Louisiana, in Alabama, and you would and Texas also Texas around around the telephone road area where the people live in houses that you think would be abandoned houses. So it is some rough places when you really get to travel around America. It'll go through your mind like, man, America is dying, but with some of the stuff you would see.
Oh
Man,
yeah, I know very well. I've traveled around the United States and I've seen some of these places, but I'm just saying that there are places that would see that as a step up easily. I've been to some of those places outside of this country as well.
holla out to Nikki B for the super chat. Elevating Nikki B. Can you read that for me, D?
Says she's being pushed because corporate America is using her to keep up that BW stereo, that black woman stereotype. She's the Cardi B of track, which is sad because they are not pushing her potential talents. And that is a great point. That is a very great point because they are continuing that black stereotypical woman narrative that they like to push, and they
Facts.
reward women for perpetuating that stereotype.
And watch
So
this.
that
Watch this. You're right. Because she said this: I love all women. And this was not a lesbian statement. I love women. I love myself because I am a what? Successful woman. Who told her she was successful and she ain't done nothing yet? See my point?
was
Oh, oh,
successful in
that, that,
America. She was the fastest woman in America. So that's what success she was referring to. Um,
yeah, yeah,
America
yeah,
has
yeah. That com-
Okay, let me go back. Tell me where. Hold on. Right here.
yeah, read that comment.
says America has a welfare system that will house and feed you. No such system in Jamaica. So no poor in America is not equal to poor in Jamaica. Exactly.
No, what I would say about that, a lot of the parents in the worst areas who get the welfare, the kids never see that welfare. The parents drug out all that money, and the kids, they gotta basically fend for themselves. So it's not as we can't glamorize it because it's not as good as it sounds.
And see, this goes back to what I was stating, how we have these different stereotypes that are fed to us about each other, and we don't really know. We go by these stereotypes and these narratives that are pushed on us about each other. So
Facts.
say that people on welfare, and you're right, Nine. There are people out there who sell their food stamps for drugs,
Yeah,
and
yes.
all of that. So
Let's
you're
get this
right.
one right here with Kendrick because Kendrick Jones been waiting for a minute.
It says the Jamaican girls run faster, look and act better, smoke better weed, and will probably Sha'Carri the F out in a fight. That's probably all true, but that don't solve anything, brother. Says America won 39 medals, tied with China, still the best in sports in the world. America is. That's a personal
So
opinion. I
how does
can't
the tie
confirm or
how does the
deny.
tie make you still the best in the world?
The same way you can tell the people that there's something that they're absolutely not, and still to this day you refuse to change it.
I'm telling you, man, I've learned this about social media. And like this what is that, Dodgy? Just said she looks like she was moonwalking across at the end. I'm telling you, social media will rip you and spit you out. It's a whole different perspective. You can't come see, you got to realize this. There's two narratives. There's the group that's between 15 and 21. or 25. Then there's the group that's 25 to 35. Then there's the group that's 35 to 45. Then there's the group that's 45 to 55. And believe it or not, there are more individuals on social media who are between 25 and 35 than that younger group. So guess what? These older individuals don't really like this young generation anyway because of the crap that they're doing and the stuff that's going on.
Hey, and going back to that other comment, we're talking about the same country where we call ourselves world champions when we do not even compete against everybody in the world. So the arrogance of the United States has always been there. That's one of the things
Facts.
America prides itself on is its arrogance.
Facts. Her pre-smoke followers were from track her followers now are controversy. Facts. Facts. Thank you, Juliet. Facts.
Says NFL and the NBA are taking away the best athletes. It's about money.
I
All
agree
day
with.
long.
I made that point a few posts back.
It says Allison Felix is a woman I adore. Coming from Jamaica, she is the face of grace and class. I agree with that 100%. I celebrate every single person who has went out and who is represented for their country with the grace and with the respect that they've done. This is what we want people to pay attention to, and it's sad that everybody is just running past that to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson because the whole time we've been sitting here talking about Sha'Carri Richardson and her negativity, and that just feeds into it even more.
I know we were conditioned to embrace the lower aspects of our existence. When do we feel we get to the point of lifting our best self? That's a big deal, Frank, because how many people are living their best self, their best life? You're right. How many people are living their best life? I
But
love this
see,
comment right here too. It says Allison Felix is a woman I adore. Coming from Jamaican, she is a force of grace and class. That's just so amazing. Go ahead, D.
I'll say that most people are not are they really living or showing or being their best self, or are they just giving off the best image of themselves? Because a lot of people carry this facade and they look like they got it all together, but they really don't have anything together. So I think people have gotten so accustomed to just showing a good facade instead of actually being a good person.
No,
Facts.
I I, I, un- I understand that comment that the person posts, but I'm around a lot of people who are living their best self, and for them to even come on here to talk about something like this is like they have to lower themselves way down just to have this conversation. So yes, I understand it's factual in a sense, but sometimes you get to meet the other side and you say, you know what, I can't lump everybody into that bag.
Yeah, and Reggie, you're right
Only
because
an
Reggie.
individual I say only an individual know that if whether they're being the best them that they can be. I don't think anybody else can determine
I,
whether somebody else is being
I,
the best them.
Yeah,
I
Reggie, we
wasn't
did
talking
discuss
to.
this. Hold on
I
for a
was
minute
talking
now.
about the.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was talking to the poster, not DMAC. You know,
Oh, okay.
I was the posters comment because I get to see in my world I get to see all sides, because I'm around a lot of people. I'm around a lot of rich people and I'm around a lot of poor people. I'm around everybody, every culture. So I get to see every side. And when I see every side, when we're speaking, I'm also analyzing every side because you never know what you can take from somebody to help you become an even better person.
Okay, let me read these last comments because we've been on here. We're going to get off until our next live stream. It says, is it even plausible that Sha'Carri missed the Olympics purposely? Just think about it. What athlete would train for the Olympics, not know you are going to pop positive if you do drugs. Point.
And you know what? I could no longer dispute that. Because there's so much evidence. Like, man, maybe she did throw the race. Maybe she did test positive on purpose.
And what somebody said right here, to beat Shirley or Elaine, they have to be running a 10-4. That's sports. That's facts. Thank you.
Is in this social media is fake world. People just love the attention and clout chasing.
Facts. And that's why I love
Yeah,
this
but
channel. Hold on, let me say
yeah,
this.
but people.
Hold on. Everything on this channel is based on individuals just working their hardest and not going after what individuals do. Because what we're building here is for all people, for all opinions, and for everyone to dialogue what is better for everyone. Go ahead, Nine.
Yeah, I would say this fake world. People have turned that fake world into the real world and into real business. So I can't
Facts.
go social media.
Facts. Okay,
It
somebody
says
get that one?
the demise of Americans is they think they are ever mighty people on the planet. Americans think no one on earth exists except them. Black Americans have no clue black people come from other countries.
No, no, watch this. Kendrick.
That's
Kendrick,
a
you
whole
wrong.
lot to that's a whole lot to try to put on some people. I would be
Yep.
careful when we make comments like that, especially a blanket comment when you don't know every person. That's not wise.
Kendrick
You know,
Jones.
you know what
Oh, hold
to
on.
America,
I got to deal with this. Kendrick Jones says,
There is Sha'Carri a busty bus. Don't
is
see
that
she
is
already
that watch
gone
this?
Kwame Brown. Don't make
Is
her
that
go Kwame.
is that really Kwame Brown speaking?
Don't make her go Kwame on nobody, man. Leave that alone. See, y'all keep poking at a bear. Leave that bear alone.
That was a good one, Kendrick. Is she a busty bus? Well,
Thank
I
you for
didn't
that
say it.
laugh.
Nine said it. I didn't say it.
I said, Sha'Carri Richardson won the race. That matters. Like Kwame Brown said, the media is the go along, get along game.
Here we go. Here we go. We ain't gonna roll that narrative. We ain't gonna roll that narrative. I'm sorry.
Said, rode my bike. Full attitude, change it. Somebody said her wig had a parachute. see, see, that's what I'm saying. Come on, man. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man. Y'all said pull for someone, pull for someone else in your country. She's not it. I pull for
Hey,
everybody in my country. I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to grow and become better people. So I'm going to pull for her regardless because that's called grace and mercy. So I have grace and mercy towards somebody. So I am still going to pull for her despite her attitude because that is what my belief requires me to do.
hey, man, I respect you, Freddie K. Read this one, D. He
He
knows
says, I
sports. He
saw
knows
your
track.
video. He says, I saw your video. You mentioned the LA Jets. I ran in 79 for John Carlos Track Club, and the Jets name was the Mount Vernon Jets back then. I rode Santa Barbara Boulevard for the track practice. LOL. Salute to you, my brother.
Yeah,
Salute to you for that.
he know what's up. He know what's up. Welcome, bro. Welcome. Yes, sir. Here's another one. Oh, let me go back up.
Says I feel like Jamaicans the winners not getting enough credit. People spend their time on their girl, make no sense. Absolutely, we should be using this time to put this energy, this positive and good energy, towards the winners and the people who deserve it. I
Facts.
agree.
Okay, let's get this one. We're almost done.
Because everyone has issues, but you can't throw your stress on other people.
Facts.
Yeah, in a perfect world, that would be right, but we don't live in one. Becky with the bad weave. Yeah.
I'm done. I thought it was gonna say Becky with the good hair.
Says, what's the difference between? Oh, we read that one already.
Okay, so let me go back down to the bottom now. We'll be out. Okay, this will get down here. Okay, go ahead.
The Sydney McLaughlin getting married. Oh yeah, yeah. Shout out to Sydney McLaughlin. Her and her boyfriend. He plays for the Carolina Panthers, I believe. Um, yeah. Pop the question. So congratulations to you guys. Thanks for that. It says, Sha'Carri in a dark room crying her heart out right now. She might bounce back strong from this. Don't sleep. No, yeah, I don't count anybody out. Like I said, I give grace and mercy to anybody because grace and mercy has been given to me, and you do unto others as you have done unto you. So I'm going
Facts.
to afford her that, regardless of what hurt people are saying right now.
That's right. Okay, we
It
got
says,
that one.
sometimes we put faith in people who clearly show it's a waste of time to do so and that they will not change for the better. Miss Richardson appears to be that type of person. Well, I'm sure glad that God don't have that type of attitude towards me because a whole lot of us would be in a lot of trouble if he did.
Facts. Here we go.
Says John Carlos, San Jose State legend. Salute.
Facts. Facts. Let's get a couple of more, and we're gonna have to take off.
Says the sad part is after 1 week we are still talking about her when the two Jamaicans are having the greatest dual season in history, and athletes like Gabby Thomas and Athingu are not being talked up.
Well, guess
I
what?
agree, Jermaine.
Here at Big J, let's talk. Since we found out the true narrative, we are celebrating those women. We simply came on
Absolutely.
tonight to open the forum so everybody can talk and express how they feel. But we are celebrating these women. If you subscribe to our channel, you'll see that. And here we let the people talk and state what it is that they want to see. But when we do a live, we want to give everyone the chance to come on and talk about how they feel. It's only right. Go ahead, D.
It says they were doping more and now and they can't because they will get caught. Um, well, I was just saying how, you have these agents and you have these people who are bringing these drugs to these athletes, so they have ways of getting around these tests.
Facts.
Because that wasn't her first time smoking. She just got sloppy and got lackadaisical and got caught. So they
Facts.
have ways of getting around it, and these peddlers know how to get around those tests. So
Facts.
Sha'Carri ran in Miramar, Florida, where one of the athletes got banned for weed, so she knew the consequence.
Facts.
Yeah. That kind of goes back to what I was saying about self sabotage. We often will do that instead of just fess up and say, I'm scared. We'll do something to sabotage ourselves and be like, well, I could have, but this happened. People do that. Says, I'm dying.
Then he says,
Says, I feel you, player.
Kendrick,
Hello,
everybody had a
hell.
good one on this live tonight. We just said everybody had a great one.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this platform. We can come on here. We have differing opinions. We butt heads all the time, but we
Facts.
don't disrespect each other, man. And we speak from a place of love and solution. That's why I rock with you guys.
Facts.
It says I agree with Reggie 100%. It sure seemed like a plot to lose until she was positive she could win on the Olympic stage. Yeah,
We said,
there's
yeah,
so many
we're
things
gonna
that
keep that narrative. We're gonna push it.
yeah.
Go ahead. Let's get out of here. Go ahead.
Says Jamaicans are global. Absolutely, thank you. Because
Facts.
one of my
Yes.
closest buddies is Jamaican, man. I love him and his family to death. So, big shouts to the Caribbean all the way across the board.
All right. Let's get this one. We're gonna be done in a minute.
Says all in. I agree with you, and I'm Jamaican. There's so many other talented American athletes to support.
Amen. Look, I didn't went to church. I just said amen.
Why must
Wow.
America always need to be first? See, that's a whole nother episode right
Yeah,
there.
we gonna do that one. What's that one now? What's this
That's
one?
what I just no, it's not. It says Ali and I keep saying that Tiana Daniels get no respect, and she's been consistent.
She will get
Absolutely.
respect from our chat, from our room, from everybody who's
You
subscriber
you know
here.
what?
Go ahead.
You know what? When you really look at it, the Jamaicans really deserve more credit because America has a larger pool of talent to pull from than Jamaica. America has millions and millions of people to pull from, and Jamaica only have 2 million people. So it's even a
Right.
bigger accomplishment than we're giving them credit for.
Yep. One hundred
And I'll
percent.
say this, uh, Sha'Carri Richardson, all of this drama and stuff, this is temporary attention. The attention that these women are garnering is going to be a lifetime of attention because they're going down in history. What she's doing, her and Sha'Carri's antics and stuff, this will be forgotten in a few minutes as soon as the next big story comes up. So let's all understand that as well. All of that stuff she's doing is going to be forgotten, but the attention that the Jamaican women is getting is going to be long term attention.
Don Skywalker says Carrie Richardson single handed put the spotlight on the track and field. I agree. That part I do agree with.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Says a
she could
Jamaican man gets around, if you know what I mean.
I don't know about that.
she could change her whole narrative in 10.54 seconds.
Okay. Okay,
Wow.
see, listen,
That's
before we get
funny.
off of here, we're gonna if you have not liked or subscribed, we're gonna ask you to do so at this time. And we're gonna hear from our panel. Please, I'll make sure I put the thumbnail when we're back on again so you'll get advance notice when we're gonna come on live. And listen, some of you said you want to come on live with us. We want that. We got 10 seats. So you pull up. If you pull up with us, we'll put you in a chair because we want to hear from everybody. Pull up and we'll put you in a seat. All right, because it's not my channel, it's our channel. Some days I just want to moderate and let everybody else do what they want to do. All right, so we got that. So I
Absolutely.
want to thank everyone that's in the chat. You were amazing today, a completely amazing panel. You know what we do. We want to thank the panel. You guys have any closing remarks?
Well, you know what I always say, man. I thank everybody for coming in. I thank everybody for the dialogue. This is how we get solutions to the problems in life, and we learn from other people's mistakes so that we don't have to repeat them. So I thank everybody for their comments. I thank everybody for their points of view. And you know what I say, man. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you.
Go ahead, Nine.
Never let this illusion become our delusion.
Wow. Never let this illusion become our delusion. And you know what I'm going to say. hmm Be the best, and the best you will become. Until next time, you've been on with Nine, D-Mac, and Big J, and we celebrate those in the chat, in the room. Have an amazing day.